Hello, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday evening Facebook Live. I always forget what day of the week it is. Welcome to your Thursday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new project. So I worked this morning and got home a little after 10, came right out into the craft room and not started. I am over halfway through the calendar class that is on Saturday. Um, I think I have 2 months left to prep, so I will get that done tomorrow. And I'm in a hot mess. I know I always say I'm in a hot mess, but then I'm really not in a hot mess, but I am in a really hot mess. So then I have to tidy my craft room for our calendar class on Saturday. And I'm still prepping my Christmas cards. Oh my goodness, they are amazing. They are fabulous. Almost done. I have a little bit more die cutting to do. All of the card bases and everything are put together, so now I just have to decorate the outside. I kind of usually don't do it this way, but I just kind of got burned out on die cutting. There's a lot of die cutting in this. So I had to kind of jump back and forth to different projects just so I didn't burn myself out. They will be out. Hope they will be before Christmas. It might be December 24th, but my Christmas cards will be out and hopefully you guys love them as much as I do. Hello, Heather, and hello, Monica. Welcome. Monica and I were actually just talking on the phone just a few minutes ago. So, welcome. Thank you. So, for tonight's card class or for tonight's Facebook Live, I literally am just going back to like a 5 minute card craft. We don't have to overthink on what we're doing. So we're using designer series paper, a very little piece of designer series paper, cardstock and ink, and a little bit of ribbon. And it is a fabulous card. So let's point you over and I will show you what I am talking about. So Stampin' Up! Just released three new designer series papers. Well, they're not quite new. They are retired. They brought the designer series paper back, but they changed the colors. So this one that I'm actually going to be using tonight it was the Beauty 12 by 12. So they just renamed it the Refreshed Beauty 12 by 12. So I am a bright and bold colored person, and these are definitely bright and bold and absolutely gorgeous. I had a really hard time figuring out which color and which designer series paper to play with tonight. But then I decided to go with this one. It is the Lemon Lime Twist Granny Apple Green in here. So it is so fun and pretty, and I paired it with black and whites. So I'm excited to show you guys that one. I actually haven't even opened these ones. I literally just got it in the mail, and I think it came before I even got home because it was sitting on half of my desk, half of the chair, because there isn't a lot of room right now on my table. But this reminds me of paint chips when you go into Home Depot looking for paint samples. So I can't wait to play with this one. And then this one is, let's see, what colors are in here? So it has Lost Lagoon, Night and Navy, and Old Olive. Ooh, Night and Navy and white are so gorgeous together. So let's take a peek at what this one looks like as well. So these aren't in any catalog. It is online only. Oh my gosh, look at that. Stripes and flowers. Let's see what that side looks like. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful that Lost Lagoon is. Oh, on the other side, their paper is hands down probably the best I've ever played with. So these are three that you can only get online. Oh, look at that polka dot. Look how fun. And more stripes. So absolutely gorgeous papers, and I cannot wait to start playing with those. But let's bring in what we're going to be playing with tonight. So this one is, I pulled in the Happy Little Things design or stamp set. Sorry, my Facebook is not on the right Facebook Live. It's on an old Facebook Live, and I don't know why. Hopefully I am still live. I think I am. But we brought in Happy Little Things. This is in the catalog, and it does come as a bundle. And I really need some happy birthday cards, so that's the set. we're going to do. And then this is the card we're going to play with. You can either do it this way or you can do it sideways. I decided, because I wanted to celebrate to go across the designer series paper, that we would do it this way. And on the inside is blank, so you have lots of room to write a fun sentiment. So super easy card to put together tonight. We're just going to do a little embossing. And I love showing this trick on how to do the embossing on both your colors. So let's start with our measurements. I have a piece of thick basic white, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25. Okay, now the right video is up. That kind of threw me off for a minute. Hello, Darlene and Jessica, welcome. So that's our card base. We have two pieces. I've actually done these measurements more than once on the Facebook Live and even in class. So I have two pieces of basic white. These are 4 by 5.25, and this one is 3.25 by 4.25. I have a piece of lemon lime twist. This is 3 3/4 by 5. So these two pieces get layered together, and we're going to emboss them at the same time. And then these two pieces get layered together. And our designer series paper is 3 by 4. All of the measurements are in the post before I go live, so you don't need to worry about writing them down. These two pieces I have for the sentiment, they do have a measurement. I didn't want to freak anybody out by putting the 5/8, but this is 5/8 inches wide. So it's 2 lines over the 1/2 inch mark. And then this one is 7/8, which is 2 lines under the 1 inch mark. So I know people get freaked out about the 5/8 and the 7/8. The larger one is 2.25, and I think this one is 3 3/4. Yes. But you can just use a scratch piece and trim it down if you want to. Okay, let's start by gluing these two pieces together, and we're going to emboss it. So I'm going to take my liquid Tombow, and I'm just going to gently put some in the center. I don't want to go too close to the edge because it might eke out once I run this through the embossing machine. So now those are glued together. Let me bring in my machine. And my machine is a little off kilter. I don't know if you guys can see me do this. So I'm going to go ahead and line up both of my pieces that are already glued together in my embossing folder. And I'm going to run this through. I usually have my embossing machine facing the other direction, but I didn't want to hit my camera. So I'm going to try to do this the wrong way. Okay, so there's that. Bring in all of our pieces, and voila. So as long as you don't go on the edge with your glue, it's not going to eke out the edges. And you can emboss both of them at the same time. It's a win-win. So let's grab these two pieces, and we are going to glue them together. And I want to wrap some of our basic twine around it. So I pulled in the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. You get, I think there's one more color you get in here, but it's not in my container. So I'm going to grab a mini glue dot. Peel this off. And I'm just going to do this right in the center. Wrap this around twice. Flip it over. Take your pick tool. And then we can trim this off. So if you've been watching me for a while, I always tell you guys that I tie my bows on the spool. But I am going to show you how to tie a double bow, and this one we can't tie on the spool. So I'm going to take my Baker's Twine, fold it in half, and you want a fairly decent amount. So this looks like it is, oops, wrong way. So this is about 6 inches, but you're going to double it. So you really want 12 inches. Trim this off, and I'm going to cut this end as well. So I'm going to do it the same way that I tie my regular bows. I'm going to do 2 bunny ears, and then I'm going to cross and then flip through the bottom. And I just get my fingernail up under there. It is a little bit harder to tie 2 bows at once, but once you get the hang of it, it really isn't that bad. There we go. So now you have a double bow, and now you can come in and trim off the bottom depending on how long you want it. Perfect. And I'm going to wait to put the bow on until we get our sentiments on. So I'm going to bring in the outside pieces. So these are 2-step stamping. So this one I'm going to stamp first in our basic, or our memento. So I'm going to ink up the celebrate, and I'm going to come in and stamp right in the center. Perfect. Then I'm going to bring in this little tiny piece and do the same thing. Hopefully this gets on in the center because I actually did really well. It's underneath my camera, so I can't get on my tippy toes and look over it. To do the center in the granny apple green, I actually might have to pull it a little bit closer to me. So I'm going to ink up the full U, and you can kind of tell when you're lining this over it where it needs to go. As long as you can see the basic black, I keep saying basic black, but as long as you can see the memento on all the sides, you're in the center. And if I can do this on a Facebook Live with a camera above me, not really being on top of it, you can definitely do it. Now that I say that, I'm going to mess this one up. Hopefully that one worked. That one was a little bit longer. Oh, it actually did. Huh. I'm actually kind of shocked on that one. I prepped a couple extra just in case, but it worked out perfect. Okay, so I'm going to flip these over, grab some dimensionals, and I'm just using the edges of a pack that I had used all of the inside pieces. Peel off the backing. This is a super easy and quick card that you can do in minutes. So if you want to do the card vertical instead of horizontal, you're going to have to put your celebrate sideways. So I just went ahead, and if I didn't put the ribbon on already, I probably would have done the other directions just to show you that it really is okay. So there's that. There's this, and now we can add our bow. To the center. And I just went ahead and glued this down. You can use dimensionals if you want to pop this layer up. I didn't, but you definitely can. My upline always does double dimensionals on everything. I sometimes do. Very rarely do I do. There we go. Grab our card base, put some adhesive on the back. And there you go. That is how easy this card is to put together. Remember on Tuesday how I was talking about that I love to have the designer series paper be the focal point? And with all of the matching colors, it literally just makes it pop. So there are both of them. Let's put one more together, and then I will let everybody get to their evening. Hopefully you've already had dinner. It is 7 o'clock, little after 7 in Arizona. So And I think it's much later. Well, it's probably after 9, so you probably already have had dinner, probably ready to go to bed. And I am actually ready to go to bed too, and it's only 7:15 here. Carson came over yesterday, so we got to watch Carson for a few hours, and he was so cute. He's crawling all over the place, and I was sitting on the floor on the other side of the room of where he was, and he crawled over to me and crawled into my lap, and it was the most precious thing I've ever seen. So I picked him up and I snuggled him, gave him lots of hugs and kisses. And then Lucas comes back from vacation on Friday, so hopefully we'll be able to see him. We're actually taking him to Flagstaff Monday, so we'll be able to hang out with him for a little bit. But these grandkids are amazing. And now I put my embossing machine the wrong direction again, but that's okay. It's hard to use this when it is not positioned correctly. It usually isn't this hard to put your embossing folders through, but I'm just at a really bad angle. So take this out and voila, so pretty. Let's glue these two pieces together. And I already tied the bows. You can probably see them up in the corner. I did that before I went live, just to save a little bit of time. Grab a mini glue dot. And usually I will cut the ribbon and just wrap it around. But for the linen thread, it's not worth the hassle of trying to get it straight and just wrap it around. Yes, you lose a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I cut that a little too small, but it'll still fit. Let's put this down. I always like to go over the ribbon with some of the glue just to make sure it stays. There we go. You could actually even glue down this basic black piece and emboss it all together. So you would have the 3 layers embossed. And see, I already did these ones before the live. And there's actually lots of sentiments. So I'll bring this in while I'm putting the dimensionals on here. So there's the celebrate, there's wishing, there's love you. So you can actually do a lot of sentiments or a lot of different cards with this set. Peel this off, and then I will bring all the cards in to show you. So let's put the celebrate. Oh, I did that backwards again. I was going to do it the other direction. Oh, and I did it upside down. I need to stop talking and concentrate on what I'm doing. We're going to use celebrate. It came off really easy, so it was okay. Put our bow right there. Bring in our card base. And voila, I have 3 more birthday cards done. And if you don't want this for a birthday, you could really use it for anything. Graduation, wedding. The colors might not be wedding, but you know what? I am not judging. It definitely could be somebody's wedding colors. No judging from me. So there you go. Super cute, fun, and very simple and easy to put together. So the idea is to get into your craft room and make a hot mess like mine is. You can't see it because it is through those doors, but it is definitely a hot mess. If I get brave enough, maybe I'll take a picture and post it so you guys can be like, oh yeah, that is a hot mess. But I'm sure I'm not the only one that has a craft room that is messy. Anyway, If you need any help ordering of any of this product, please feel free to reach out. If not, I will see many of you guys on Saturday for the calendar class. And then I will see everybody again on Tuesday for another Facebook Live. Have a great evening, and we will see you soon. Chat later. Bye bye.